Welcome back, guys, to Pastor's Coffee. I'm Brooks. This is Stiff. It's good to see you, buddy. It's episode 49 now, one away
49. We
from
got it.
Big 50.
Yes, sir.
So,
We got some exciting plans coming up for episode 50.
yes, we do.
So, but I'll ask you real quick, how's your
Okay.
week going?
Dude,
Because
I'm so
I'm
glad you
always giving
asked.
how my week's going first, and let's talk
Yeah.
about you first.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you asking. Yeah, it's been good. Um, we got some snow like you guys did. I'm not sure if we got less than you all did. We're still having um church tonight. It's pretty much cleared today. But yesterday I was working from home a little bit and had a meeting last night and um yeah, it's just been kind of a weird week. Snow kind of throws things off a little bit, but
Yeah.
we were supposed to have a game last night and it got canceled because of the snow and we got another one tomorrow and then Saturday. So basketball is up, but it's also not got too much longer either. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, just kind of a weird time. But how's your week been?
Been going good. We
Yeah.
uh we also got to know. We got it mainly this morning, so
Oh,
we
okay.
it's not too bad. But there are some spots I guess that are um can be bad, and so
Yeah.
we don't have church tonight. But so probably be on. I've been doing this. This is my new thing. I've been playing Minecraft with some of the youth guys.
Have
Uh,
you really?
we're in that 2 week phase. We're about to break 2 weeks, so it's a legit thing if you're getting
Okay.
past that two week phase of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Um, but we're getting on and um been playing probably a little too late, but that's okay. Um, but it's been fun. Um, but yeah, I've just been in the office. It's been one of our first kind of normal weeks, and so it's been nice to get back and
Yeah.
get back to it. So I was kind of disappointed we didn't have church tonight. We haven't had a Wednesday night just because of weather. And I was excited to get back in Awana, but I
Yeah.
guess we're gonna take a little break again tonight.
Gotcha.
So, but this past week we had um we had a funeral. My great grandpa died,
Man.
and I channeled my inner Brooks with my one liners on social media.
Did you?
And one of the songs that they were talking about, he was saved, and it was sad to see him go, but also super. It was a blessing to see him go. He was ready to go. He had dementia for 6 years, and kind of really just was good to see him uh, go back home with the Lord. And
Yeah.
um, but one of his favorite songs that my aunt was talking about was "Because He Lives." Um,
Mm.
and we do go past the and it's usually just an Easter thing. Um, and I maybe we can talk about it a little bit, but I put down on my one liner, and I did life is worth the living because he lives.
Mhm.
And so what are your automatic thoughts just off of that alone when you go through hard times
Mhm.
and you're thinking about what this life meaning, like why are we even going through all these hard times? um is that your first immediate thought, or even as a pastor, which we can fall short a lot too? Little announcement out there. um what are your thoughts on that, and outside
Yeah.
of Easter time?
Yeah. It's a song that I mean very relevant at a funeral. Um, but I was talking with somebody last night, one of our church members, and they're going through, kind of a difficult situation with a family member, and they're it's looking like it could be the end sometime soon. And um, their first thought was, I don't know if they're saved, and um, I guess with all of the loss that I've had, most of the time, close family members. Um, I haven't really had to face that question. I mean,
Yeah.
thankfully, and that's, all praise to the Lord of just, the family that He's given me and the loved ones. that I have. There's been some people that you question, but for the most part, all the people that I've lost, that was never really a huge concern of mine, just because I knew their testimony, I knew what they believed.
Yeah.
But that's the tough one to face, I think, is as believers, obviously, is loved ones that you don't know love the Lord, because when they do, it is supposed to be this celebration while we miss them. I mean, that's what we're all looking forward to.
Yeah.
For me, to live is Christ, but then to die is gain.
Yep.
Because we're gaining everything. But I guess what that speaks to me is, I don't know. I guess my mind's a little bit more focused on um, my baby coming up soon, and just the blessing that is, and the fear that you get from every doctor's appointment, and looking at the ultrasound and making sure this is okay and this is
Yeah.
okay, and then it just kind of puts everything into perspective of how precious life truly is. And obviously the month that you all have had, how quick things can change.
Hmm.
um, it just really puts into perspective the work that we do, um, because it is valuable, giving hope for what's after this life, because this life is so short and so precious, and it is worth living, because he lives beyond this and gives us an opportunity to have eternal life way past this. Um, so it speaks to me that life is precious, and it's precious because it was a gift,
Yeah.
and it could be this greater gift if we would put our faith in Christ, obviously. So it kind of motivates you
Yeah.
um to spread it, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah. I really, that was something obviously that really came up to me this past week, and I've listened to that song, and I was listening to the David Crowder band one, which is
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite. And just the thought of, you know, the reason that God puts us through these things, and we'll never fully understand his planning and why things happen the way they do. But just knowing that this life is truly worth living, that it's not just wasted, that we're not just
hmm
here waiting 80 years to go to heaven, that life is worth the pain, life is worth the torment, or life is worth the embarrassment, and all of these things. Life is worth it because of what Christ has done for us. And it wasn't just because he died on the cross; it was because he rose again from the dead. And I made that point. We had a Super Bowl party and talked about it a little bit during the halftime.
yeah,
Um, and I was just talking about, life would still be worth the living if I lost my family. And it's easy, of course, to say that now. If I lost Albina, or lost Liam, or lost Leia, you know, it would be easy to say that now. But is it truly worth living without them? Is how I go through my day, how I get through the day, because of them or because of Christ, or is it because of myself? And I challenged them with that: is, are you going through the day? Are you getting through the day because of what Christ has done for you? Um, and obviously, and again, like, I have great health. I don't have to worry about all of that. But for those who do have to worry every day about health,
yeah,
or are they going to even get through the day? Life is, it's all worth it. This 80 years, or even if you get there, some people don't make it that far, and it's worth it to get there. But especially how you live this life then makes it worth it as well.
hmm
Sharing the gospel with everybody, sharing your faith, living your faith out. Um, and that's a big one, is us living our faith out. We need to tell people about the gospel, but when they look at us and they say, wow, they're different because of something, and if that is Christ, that's great. People
yeah,
need to notice the difference in us.
yeah,
But it's honestly just kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but that's something I'll truly cherish the rest of my life. Is that song? I'm gonna look at it completely different the rest of my life now.
yeah, yeah,
um, and just because of Christ, it's everything, you know, the whole reason I'm doing any of this. Um, But yeah, that's something that I had on my mind. But if you had any more, go right ahead.
Well, it just reminds me, I mean, of the old hymn. I mean, it is well, coming from the old song.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is well, no matter what the circumstances are,
Yep.
because of who our God is. It is well
Yeah.
with my soul, and that's in the midst of, I mean, tragedy everywhere. And it's so, like you said, it's so easy to say when before the tragedy.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. I'm ready for anything before the tragedy. It's a lot tougher to say after the tragedy, but our Savior suffered the greatest tragedy
Mm-hmm.
and rose again and says, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do," as he's going through it. and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to get to that point to say it is well, um, no matter what, because this life is worth living. That's about as mature as we can get before our glorification. If we can really get
Yeah.
to that point, and to say that's as be ye holy as I'm holy. That's as close as it gets before we are perfected. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess to say, I mean, for anybody who is listening to us that are going through unspeakable tragedies, you getting to a place to where you can say that and you don't have any other answer, and you might not ever, but if you can get to that place, you're really doing well. You're really doing
Mm-hmm.
well. So be
Yeah.
encouraged by that. Um,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, that it's funny you say that. Um, that was when my great grandma passed his wife. That was one of the songs that really spoke to me, and it turned into my
wow.
favorite song. It still is my favorite hymn of all time. Is it as
Yeah,
well?
yeah,
Just the message that it has. That again, I'm not gonna just echo what you said, but just saying truly in your heart, believing it that it is all well with my soul. That
yeah,
at any time I can go, and that's okay.
yeah,
And it's something this world doesn't offer you. This world teaches you that these 80 years that you may have is what you got, and you need to live it to the fullest.
right.
And there's a little bit of truth in that. That yes, we have this 80 years, and we need to live it for Christ to the fullest in that aspect. But to know that we have eternity, which is unimaginable, we cannot grasp the fact that we are going to be there for
Yeah,
eternity.
yeah,
Um, in the way that we spend our 80 years here is going to affect that. Um, Crazy. So,
yeah.
but anything else you wanted to say to that?
Well, that was a good one, man. Sobering.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. I yeah, I've been listening to the old hymns recently
yeah,
and really getting into that, and which is always good. I love the old hymns and even the new versions of them too. But
yeah,
um,
yeah.
but anyway, we did have a um to the less important talk, but the fun stuff as well. We did have a Super Bowl this past week. And we are sorry that we didn't get there last week and give our official predictions, but we were wrong.
It
We
wouldn't
will
have been
say
that.
it
It wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have
been
been
that.
that. I did not expect.
Wasn't too super.
But I'll go ahead. If you have any thoughts, you go right ahead first. If not, I can go first.
I don't really. That I was speechless with how human Mahomes looked. That's the worst I've ever seen him play
Yeah,
ever.
I think I could have gone out there and did what he did.
I I don't. I really am not gonna argue with you on that one. I mean, that is.
Yeah,
He looked. He looked bad. Like
yeah.
just really bad. And his
It
his
looked
offensive line, they didn't show up. He didn't have
no.
any time to throw, I will say. But man, that's never really stopped him before. He's
He
so good
looked
at getting out of the
worse.
pocket.
He looked worse than that Buccaneers Super Bowl
Oh yeah, yeah,
years back
yeah.
because he was still
Because he saw
balling.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Nobody could catch a ball, but this
No,
time,
no,
whew,
no. It's on a lot of it was on him. Yeah, for sure.
hmm
Now the defense was atrocious. Their
yeah.
defense was awful.
When
But
you're putting up 40 in the Super Bowl, yeah, it's a
come on.
problem.
But yeah, man. I do think they come back next year scary.
Yeah,
I think they come back next year very, very scary.
yeah. I mean, they had a great year all year.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles really, they had a good year. They just kind of came out of nowhere, though. Nobody was really
And
talking about them.
and they hit their stride at the perfect time.
Yes.
They really started peaking right before the playoffs, and that was big. And they just had a great. I mean, the NFC this year they were relatively easy path
Yeah,
to the Super Bowl. Um,
for sure.
but I don't know. It was Jalen Hurts. You got to put him in the top five now
Yeah.
in quarterbacks, and I don't think before the Super Bowl he was.
Mm.
Like in most, so
He showed who he was.
yeah,
Um,
he was impressive.
I I that pick six really sealed the deal. I know that was in the
Mm,
first half, but that
yeah,
really,
took all the wind out of their sails. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Um,
but yeah, we didn't get to see Travis Kelsey propose, which I'm okay with that.
I think it would have happened. I
I
do.
think so too. I think that's why he's sad.
I do
But
too. Yeah.
oh
Now, now they'll just have to do it in some foreign country or something
yeah, yeah.
with a nice view. And
Oh yeah, poor things, poor
yeah.
things. um, but anyway, yeah, I just wanted to see if you had any thoughts. It really 24. Now I did have the thought, could Brady
The
did it?
Brady flashbacks. Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
I'll
we
tell you
can't get to,
I'll tell you who
huh?
the happiest person was, and it was him watching that game
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah,
because he three-peats,
that
and
was a different story.
that's an uncomfortable conversation after that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
So I don't know.
But arguably, bigger news, bigger
Oh,
news,
for sure.
bigger news this week, past week. If I may say, as a non-NBA expert,
Uh-huh.
biggest personally, I think this might be the biggest trade of all time,
You don't got to
sports
be an
wide.
expert to say that.
Sports wide. I mean,
100%.
this is when I saw that at 12:30 at night. The Lakers trading a bag of chips for or not Anthony Davis. They traded away Anthony Davis, which honestly, good for them to get Luca. Not Kyrie Irving or anything else. They got a 25-year-old superstar. So,
Yep.
as you can see above Brooks' head there, his little halo,
hmm
the Laker symbol. What are your thoughts?
Oh man. Well, I'm a very happy man. I can just say that. A lot of things are going good, man. so, um, I so just to take you back to the night, so Mackenzie thought something was really wrong because I haven't gasped like that in a long time, and it's pushing 1 o'clock in the morning. I was just about to go to bed. So this is I'm supposed to preach this Saturday night, well Sunday morning, and I'm
Yeah.
supposed to preach Sunday. So normally, when I'm about to preach, I'd like to get in bed early.
Yeah.
Um, but for some reason, I got one ring on my nightstand, and I wasn't gonna pick it up, but then I got like three or four, and then I was like, okay,
Okay,
something's
what's going
wrong.
on?
What's going on?
I was
And I pick it
included
up,
in that.
and yes, you were one of them. And I just, yeah, I mean, I guessed so loud and woke her up, and she's asking what's wrong, and I'm not saying anything because I'm speechless and I don't know what to say. And just to hear the news. I mean, my fantasy team predicted this 2 years ago because I traded for Luca on our fantasy team, and my two keepers have been LeBron and Luca since we started. So I've been ahead of this curve for a while now. Everybody knows I'm a big Luca fan. So to pair up these two guys together, I think I don't think there's ever been a team with two players of higher IQ playing together at the same time ever. So for everyone saying that they're not a contender, and gosh, you get Charles Barkley on there, I can't even listen to him anymore, just with the amount of
Listen,
hate.
they
Um,
are fourth in the West the last time I checked without Luca.
without him,
And you bring in Luca, and you're telling me he's not a contender.
well, what makes me so upset too is, you know, they're talking about, so they're number one in the defensive rating for the last 3 weeks, number one in the league in defense. That's going to fall with Luca. I completely understand, but
Oh
they're
yeah,
saying that was with Anthony Davis and Max Christie. Max Christie is one. Anthony Davis has already been out. He was hurt with the strain. Okay,
yeah,
so he was out. They already had that rating without him. They're going to be fine. You have wings. You have 6'9" wings everywhere. They're playing small anyway. You add Luca to that. Now
yeah.
you add an Alex Lynn. You have a backup big now as of yesterday. I just say that I don't see anyone beating them this year. If those two can stay healthy, I don't care if they have to. If everyone else on the roster gets hurt and they have to bring me up and you up, those two on the
I'll
same
gladly
team.
sit on the bench.
If those two are on the same team, come playoff time,
It's going to
nobody's
be
beating them.
difficult.
Nobody's beating them. I don't care. I don't care about the size because everybody keeps talking. How are they going to guard people? How are they going to guard us? How are they going to stop Luka and LeBron? So and you've got a third option, scoring 45 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Gross.
Austin Reeves is getting the third best defender every single night. They're going to be so good. They're going to be so good. I don't want to bore everybody with my stuff anymore, but they're book it. Those two stay healthy. Even if Austin Reeves gets hurt, those two stay healthy. They're winning the championship.
Write it down. Somebody write it
They
down.
are winning it this year. That's as unbiased as I can possibly be.
I think it'll be them and the Thunder in the Western Conference final.
If the Thunder were 3 years older, if Shea was 3 years older, and I don't know, Shea's entering his prime. I just don't think they're tested enough to be able to match up with Luka and LeBron. You can send enough guys to hold one of them, you know.
Sure.
Both of them, with Chet just coming off an injury, not enough camaraderie. Now they are going to get him the whole All-Star break. I don't think anybody matches up well with them. Even Boston.
Yeah, they beat Boston. I think the Lakers and the Thunder are the best two teams in the NBA.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, Thunder, of course, they have the best record, but like with this, this is a better team than I would say. This is best duo. If they can prove it,
if he was in his prime, I would say 100%. There's no argument. But at 40. And we're putting him still in that conversation. That just shows how great he is. But
don't get us started on that.
Oh
again.
man,
don't get us started.
Everybody knows.
Don't get us started. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat.
It's gonna be very tough to beat them if they can stay healthy. If LeBron can stay healthy, and he scares me, especially last game and stuff.
And if they can hold a team with them on the bench for 5 minutes or whatever they're gonna do.
That's what makes Austin Reeves so good, though.
Yeah.
To be able to keep it up when you can sit both of them, and you still got another guy that can go create and go off for 40. I mean, that's just crazy. That is crazy. We got a team, man. We got a team.
Fire.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be great to see us in what's that, May? Win the Western Conference Finals, probably.
Probably late May.
Late May.
Yeah.
Maybe early June a little bit, but
yeah.
We'll see you there. If we don't get on the same side of the bracket.
That's what ideal would be. You guys won, and if we could get to 3. Which we're tied for third right now in the loss column. So
I haven't looked at it for a couple of days.
If we could get to 3, that would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think 2 is realistic.
Who's second and third right now?
Denver's third. Is it still Houston second?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I need to check. I don't remember. But
I think you guys are like 10 games behind the Thunder.
Yeah, Thunder got number 1 seed locked up.
I would imagine. Yeah. Unless something crazy happened. If Shea goes down.
Second would be possible, I guess, but it'd be tough.
Yeah.
They're going to have to really get hot. But first, Thunder will have it, I think.
Yeah. Hoping so. I think this is a good year for him. Haven't been watching anything real recently, but I've been keeping up with them and had to keep getting dubs. That's pretty much all they've been doing. And I mean, they've been good dubs too. I mean, it's not.
They're blowing teams out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I still haven't got to a game I still have not watched them in person, which I need to.
Yeah, you do.
All their Washington games this year were on Sunday and Wednesdays. So thank you, Thunder. Yeah.
Seems like there's a lot of Wednesday games.
Yeah. But luckily they don't play at 10 at night. So I don't know how you do it, man.
Wake up tired.
Yeah. But another news just real quick in the sports world, because we're hitting everything. Baseball's back.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens. I saw Paul Skeens throwing
Recorded.
today, looking
Okay.
beautiful. Couple people that may come up this year looking good. Just lost our first baseman though, so we'll see what happens there. So I'm excited for some baseball.
Me too. I think the Reds will have a good year too. So
Yeah,
our division's gonna be tough.
We need to go to Cincinnati or
That'd be
something.
fun.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
let's do
I've
it.
been there once, and I like their stadium too.
Yeah,
But
it's cool.
we had Liam though, so we're gonna have to go without Liam. So he did okay, but it's still with a kid.
It's tough.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to another baseball game this year.
We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it.
That was fire. Planning on maybe going opening weekend to the Pirates playing the Yankees, so that should be.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
If I could see Paul Skeens, still have not seen Paul Skeens pitch in person, so I need to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sports world's kind of dead right now though, just except basketball.
Basketball's on fire though.
It is on fire. It arguably been on fire for the past week and a half. So
nobody talked about the Super Bowl. I mean, nobody did.
No.
I mean,
especially when it was a boring game too.
That's true.
I mean, it was. Yeah, that was just bad. Had a good Super Bowl party though, because we had a lot of time to do other things. So
yeah, that's good.
I did put up a mini hoop in the youth room, so that was nice. That was a big ticket item. Getting dunked on everybody, but you know.
I'm sure.
But anyway, guys, we next week we do plan on having our big 5-0 episode. Big announcement coming out. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. If you guys want to ask us some questions, so we can do a little Q&A session, that'd be beautiful.
It would be.
So, but yeah, keep an eye out next week. Big announcement. Check us out on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok before they ban us. But you know, we'll be on there until that happens. So. Yeah. But anyway, we hope you guys have a good week, and remember, life is worth the living because he lives. So we'll see you guys next week.
See you all.